reported several times about the sharp drop in student reading and math scores following the pandemic. But there are also a lot of adults who struggle reading past simple sentences.
What's up? I can't read.
I wouldn't read in public, and I avoided anything that had to do with reading.
2 years ago, we introduced you to Oliver James. He's been going through life being functionally illiterate. He started using TikTok to document his literacy journey, and his post went viral with hundreds of thousands following along.
What has been the biggest challenge in learning how to read?
The biggest challenge is actually doing it. So, I'm not good at it. For me to get up every day and to just do this, that's been the challenge.
He's pretty brave, right? He's not alone. Take a look at these numbers released by the National Literacy Institute for 2024 and 2025. It shows the U.S. ranks 36th in global literacy, with 54% of adults having a reading level below 6th grade. 20% are below a 5th grade level, and this has real impacts. Data shows low levels of literacy cost the U.S. up to $2.2 trillion per year. And according to the nonprofit Mission Graduate, 25% of children in America grow up without being able to read.
It is not uncommon to walk into a classroom and the majority of the students be reading at a level that is completely below where they're supposed to be at.
And once a student falls behind, teachers in higher grades haven't been trained to help students with the building blocks of reading. Some parents put their children into a reading remediation class, but researchers are concerned that one method used in schools for decades just didn't work. Our national investigative team found some states have banned the teaching method, but many universities continue to teach it in their education programs. Andy Parati has more.
That's why.
Reading does not come easy for Sophia Quinn.
Think about that.
The 14-year-old struggles with dyslexia. A few years ago, her first grade teacher in Gwinnett County, Georgia, took notice and offered to help.
Her teacher approached me and said, there's this wonderful program. We select one kid from each class. I was so thankful.
After 20 weeks in the program, Sophia's reading did not improve.
What's the cheapest pet you got?
It seemed to be getting worse. And what frustrated her mother the most, the school called her daughter a success story and suggested passing her on to the next grade.
So now all the alarms are going off, and I'm expressing my frustration with how are we passing her, but she can't read.
Sophia was enrolled in a program called Reading Recovery. It's one-on-one instruction for the lowest performing students in first grade struggling to read. Once hailed as one of the most effective intervention models used by school districts across the country for decades, Investigate TV uncovered evidence that it could be harmful to children.
The findings were not in the direction that Reading Recovery expected.
Henry May is a professor at the University of Delaware. Reading Recovery asked him to conduct the largest study of its program ever, tracking thousands of students in multiple states over 13 years. Last year, he published his results, showing the short-term impact to students largely positive. But then,
it wasn't until we looked at the kids' outcomes years later, when they reached 3rd and 4th grade, that we saw that the results had completely flipped. There was a negative impact of Reading Recovery.
If you have something that has research that shows that it is harmful, not only just not beneficial, but harmful to children, it should be banned.
Dr. Caitlin Dooley is the chair of the university's Department of Early Childhood and Elementary Education.
It's been around for a long time. It has a strong scientific background. And so we are offering it when it's in demand. And there are still districts that are requesting that we provide that training, and we believe that it works.
The Reading Recovery Council of North America, which develops the curriculum, and Dr. Dooley both tell us they consider Professor May's study flawed, pointing out that 75% of its original participants dropped out.
So they could have had one lesson with Reading Recovery, or they could have had 50 lessons. We don't know from the way this study was written up.
No matter how we analyze the data, and no matter what other data we bring to bear, there is no denying that we see a negative impact of reading recovery. And the only explanation that I think is plausible is that reading recovery actually does harm students.
Andy Parati reporting for us tonight. All right, back in the